Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Emmanuel.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, all.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening. I have sent you one PPT. Have you gone through it for a while?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I did not send it to one of the fellows. I'll just send it anyway. Why I sent it in advance is you can just look into that and you can make only a few notes instead of writing all of it. Just give me a little time. But where did I send it from? Okay, from my phone, right? So just today we are going to talk about trigonometric ratios and identities, which we'll be using very liberally in our physics problems and physics derivations. Okay. So this is there for you in 10th class, I think you did, right? Have you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So it's a kind of a small revision, and I want you to have these things along with you because we'll be using it everywhere. We'll be using it. Almost every formula which is given will come somewhere or the other. Anyway, you'll be doing a lot of this for first year intermediate mathematics, where you do proofs, where you talk more of that. For me, actually, if you know a little meaning of that and remember it in a thorough way, that's enough. Okay. So something like a summarization I've given you there. Let me see. All right. Yes, trigonometry is a branch of mathematics that focuses on relationships between the sides and the angles of triangles. The general definition. Okay, we'll take a right angle triangle to define our ratios right now. Okay, but why do you want to know the relationships between sides and angles? Because these things you require to use in practical affairs of engineering and of course in science. Isn't it so, Enoch?
Yes, sir.
A lot of it will be doing. You will be applying that very liberally in heights and distance also for practical applications. If you stand somewhere and can measure the angle of elevation or whatever, you can estimate the height of a certain thing. If you know the height of it, you can estimate the angle. So all this is very, very important for engineering, isn't it? So that's why all these things will be there for us in intermediate syllabus. And of course, we'll be using these things in physics also. That's why we are just doing a kind of a revision for this now. I want your participation because you are supposed to have known these things already. All right. Now, what is an angle? Enoch, can you read what is given there?
It is a measure of change in the direction.
Change in the direction, basically. I'm trying to give it actually a physical approach to the whole thing. In mathematical sense, whether you say direction or not, that may not matter much because you'll take an origin of coordinates and keep moving one terminal side and say that it is making some angles like that. But even that is to tell you that the direction is changing. So in future, we're going to talk about vectors. What are vectors? Those physical quantities which have both magnitude and direction, right? Hello. So, like supposing this is one vector, sorry. Supposing this is one vector, okay? pen I should choose. So once again, this editing thing, enable editing. I think this I'm forgetting all the time. Just 1 second, children. Right. Now, if this is one vector A, and if this is some vector B, when you say the angle between vector A and vector B is 30 degrees, what you're trying to tell is that if you really want to put it in terms of north, east, west, whatever, this will be east, for example. This is north, for example. You will say B is 30 degrees north of east. You will say vector B is what?
30 degrees north.
30 degrees above east, that is north of east. I'm just connecting with the practical words we use for directions. This is this direction, that is that direction, north, south, like that. You don't keep saying. So if I have this in this particular easterly direction or some direction, doesn't matter, you can say x-axis. The other vector is making 30 degrees with that, or its direction is deviating by 30 degrees to the initial direction, is what you would like to say. Okay. And the moment you set vectors, you'll always show them by these arrowheads. So every time the angle between two vectors is the angle, the smaller angle between the two lines, not this angle. Do you follow? That means if I have some vector A like this, vector B like this, we'll take only this angle, not saying that this is in the x direction, is rotated so much, like that we don't do. For physics sake, it's all the time between 0 and 180. I'm telling you the small important thing I would like to bring about for the sake of physics. Once you said this theta is the angle, this is the angle between the two directions of the vectors, it will be always less than 180 only. Do you follow my point? Hello, I'm not showing it as in a unit circle or in a
Yes, sir.
I'm not showing it. Okay. So do you believe this? The angle between two vectors will be between 0 and 180. Do you agree? First of all, angle is a measure of change in the direction. Okay. You might even say these are what in mathematical language, I think you'll say these are rays, I think. But in physics, they will be practically used for vectors. Can I continue, children? You've got any question to ask?
Sir,
No, sir.
Sir, can the angle between the vectors be 180?
It can be 180. It can be 0, it can be 180. Including 0 and 180, I mean to say. Hello. Now this is vector A, this is vector B, for example. The angle is 0. If this is vector B, the angle is 180. The moment it turns like that, we'll take this angle again, not the angle it turned like this. This is the angle, this is one direction, this is another direction. So this is the angle we take. So it will be 0 and 180 means including 0 and 180 also. Okay. All right. Now, this is what actually I require in physics, basically, because I'll be most of the time interested in the angle between two vectors. Okay. Do you understand what I meant by this? Like, look, for example,
Yes,
if I have a vector like this, if I moved it, I'm not changing the direction here. I'm only doing it a parallel transport, I'll say. You understand? There's no direction change here. But supposing this vector A itself, I fix it here and move like that. So you say that the direction changed from east to some 30 degrees north of east, like that. So we require this theta for rotation, actually speaking. Okay. and how much direction is changed will be shown by that angle, and this is called plane angle. What is it, children? Plane angle. Because later somewhere in future we'll also require a solid angle. Okay, reserve it for later. So that's the reason I would like to write it as a plane angle like this. Okay, can you continue, children? I told you we'll be using all these things later. You cannot say, sir, we did not do. I'm just giving you all that introduction required for what all the mathematical tools we're going to use in our physics. But here and there, I would like to suggest it how we should connect it up with our physics. I told you already in the first class itself, there is so much maths. We don't require all that. A small part of that is enough for learning physics. Remember this, that Plato's triangle there. So I'll continue. But in general, what do you do? In physics, in mathematics, you go in a slightly different way. Okay. The one which I gave there is just to talk about how one vector in direction differs from the other vector, or if one vector is rotated, if one vector itself is rotated, how its direction changes. That is given by the angle I told you. That's where I was telling you that every time when I look at the angle between two vectors, I'll only look at the angle between the tails or even tips. But here we have a much more generalized and mathematical meaning for the angles here. We'll think that this is a terminal side. This is initially coinciding with the initial, say this by our by convention, we'll take this positive x-axis as the initial side, and this terminal side is initially coinciding with it. And let us keep turning this terminal side. How many rotations you want, you can do that. So the angle will be measured like this. Say it moved from here to there by some 30 degrees. Okay. And angles measured like this in the positive direction will be taken as positive. If I have this turn like this and this came here, and if this is 30, for example, I'll say this is minus 30, that is plus 30. Do you follow? It has rotated so much angle it is here. If this angle is to be given, or if it is rotating like this, let me say, this will be minus 30. Do you follow? Angles measured in anti-clockwise direction. You know what is anti-clockwise direction? Like this. Clockwise, it is negative like that. Angle is measured by the amount of rotation from the initial to the terminal side. This is a mathematical way of talking about it. Here, I did not deliberately put this arrow here. Okay, just two sides I've taken, that's all. What do you say, children? Hello, are you all there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Now, look at this. A positive angle is made by rotation in the counterclockwise direction, and negative angle is made by the rotation in the clockwise direction, which we talked in the previous slide. That's one thing. Remember that, because we'll be using that again and again in physics. Angles can be measured in two ways, degrees and radians. This presentation I've already sent you in advance. But if you did not follow something previously, and if you forgot it, if you did not follow something, you can make it clear and keep that thing with you, so that anytime when we use these things in the future problems, you can refer back and connect it up. Here I am expecting you to remember it accurately more than deeply. All right, now you know the definition of a radian, don't you? Hello. It's there. Enoch, read this one, radian. Enoch Emmanuel. Are you able to hear me from here? Or any break in the voice or something? Because it appears the internet is not stable here. Hello, children.
No, sir. We are clear.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Then why don't you read? When I say something, it's manners. When I call your names, you should say something. Otherwise, what is the point here? Just go on talking like that. Huh? Why did I send you in advance? I told you this is all revision sake. A unit of measurement of angles equal to 57.3 degrees, equivalent to the angle subtended at the center of a circle by an arc equal to in length to its radius. That's called radian. Do you understand the meaning of it? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Don't know whether you know it, whether you forgot it. So you don't even say anything. So this, look, at the center of a circle by an arc, this one, equal in length to its radius. So this angle, this length are same. So this will be called one radian. And you know, anyway, you already did what you call divided the whole thing into 360 degrees, right? Hello.
Yes,
0,
sir.
45, 90, 135.
Yes.
This is taken by due to some whatever requirement. If you say why only 360, why can't you make it something else? They could have made it. This taking 12 months, 30 days, whatever is, there's a big history. So people found that this angle is how much? 57.3 degrees, not 60. See, this can be in a bigger circle. Doesn't matter. But once again, you take this one, that will still 1 radian. Do you follow? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So we have a calculator. Take the calculator and just tell me, divide and tell me this one. 360 degrees divided by 57.3. You do and tell me how much you get. Quick. You don't have a calculator with you. 6.28, something like that. And people define pi as 3.14, whatever, isn't it? So this is 2 pi radians. Do you follow my point? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So this radian is our SI unit, but remember it. Not degrees. So 1 revolution in terms of degrees is equal to 360 degrees or 2 pi radians. So of course, I'll give you some kind of a practice for this later, but I generally hope that people knew this in their 10th class and 9th class. Did you? Or
Yes,
you don't
sir.
know? You had to speak, children.
Yes, sir.
I told you when I talked to you before the admission that I'm not really interested in whether you knew something or not, but we'll start from 0. But there should be a feedback. You might have forgotten. You may not have known the meaning of it. So it is presented once again in a very simple way so that it settles in the mind. So this one, since 360 degrees is 2 pi radians, which I showed you also how you're getting it, right?
Yes.
So 1 degree will be pi by 180 radians. Isn't it? So 180 degrees is pi, 1 is pi by 180 radians. Or 180 by pi degrees is 1 radian. So many times we should be able to convert this degrees into radians. Do you follow my point? So 120
Yes, sir.
degrees means immediately you should be able to say it is in radians how much? 2 pi by 3. Isn't it so? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That means that whatever thing is given in degrees, simply multiply by pi by 180. Ramakrishna. Otherwise, I'll be going and reading this, no? Why to read actually? No, the whole idea is this is the essential elementary mathematical tools we require before we start physics. For the fear that you may not have known them, you may not have learned, or you may have forgotten. And even if you remembered how to use that in physics, all this you may not be knowing is our basic assumption. So when I say something, if you don't respond, what does it mean? If I say something wrong also, you'll just listen. What's the point? So this definition of radian, is it all right with you, everybody? You'll see it once again in mathematics.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now,
Yes, sir.
then trigonometric. Functions I put here, all right. But basically, first of all, how do you define a trigonometric ratio? I just funnily use these words: run, rise, ramp. You know, rise means what? This one, height. Run is your adjacent side. Your rise is your opposite side. This is the hypotenuse. So first define the ratios. After that, we can talk of the function. Somebody put something like this. Sine is opposite by hypotenuse. Cos is adjacent by hypotenuse. Tan is opposite by adjacent. So cha or whatever. So for example, whichever way you remember, that's not a big deal. Or in a lighter vein, in a simple way, sine theta is rise by ramp. Cos theta is what? Run by ramp.
Run by
ramp.
Yes, like that. So, but theta can be many things, right? As this terminal side keeps rotating, theta keeps changing. Of course, after defining sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, the reciprocals are cosecant theta. Reciprocal of cos theta is secant theta. Reciprocal of tan theta is cot theta. All right, cotangent. Yeah. Now, as theta keeps changing, sine value keeps changing. Will it or not?
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? No, R remains same, but the Y length, X length keep changing, right? Hello. So
yes, sir.
Look, children. People after 1 year is over also, they'll be getting into some kind of confusion in this trigonometric ratios and all these things. So I don't want you to get into that. Here I use the thing trigonometric functions. I'll also give a kind of introduction for functions later, very small introduction. But here, why am I saying it function? As theta changes, this y changes, though r remains constant. So I can always plot here. I can write, just let me see, I'll go for the white. This theta y equals sine theta, for example. Sine theta equals, what is this? Y by r. If you write y equals what? R sine theta, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So this y
sir.
changes as a function of theta, we'll say. More of that we'll talk later. The meaning of a function, all that. But now you can take a table. Okay, here I'll take the value of theta, here I'll take the value of y. Okay, when theta is 0, y will be 0. I'm just giving the values. You can also know it from a unit circle if you ever heard of it. Say, for example, theta is 30 degrees, y will be some half. If theta is 45 degrees, y will be 1 by root 2. Like that, if you go 60, this will be root 3 by 2. 90, it is 1. Now, after that, you go on increasing, these values get repeated with the negative signs. So if I take theta here on the x-axis, here y on the y-axis, I'll get a graph like this. The first for one rotation. Sorry, not one rotation, one. Yeah, for one rotation until 90 like this, until 180 like this, until 270 like this, for 360 like this I'll get.
7.
For one rotation. I did not write all the values there. So similarly, for one more rotation, I'll get a curve like this. So this is what you call y equals sine theta curve or y equals sine x curve, whatever you would like. So since instead of saying theta, people call it x, I did not put x because this x is already here. Tell me. Similarly, if I go for cos, I'll get another variation of y on cos theta, which will be somewhat like this. So these things I'll go on using again and again.
Okay.
Can I continue? First, anyway, remember these definitions. Sine is opposite by hypotenuse, cos is adjacent by hypotenuse, tan is opposite by
adjacent.
adjacent. Here I showed it here, look. Huh?
Yes, sir.
This one. All right. So may I continue?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. There are three identities which we keep using again and again and again, every time. You call them Pythagorean identities or trigonometric identities, doesn't matter, because this basically comes from Pythagoras theorem. You have to memorize these things. You may prove it also if you want, but it's not so difficult. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. In a way, similar way, secant square theta minus tan square theta is 1. Cosecant square theta minus cos square theta equals 1. Okay.
Yes,
What do you say? So I'll go ahead and we proved 1. This is theta A, B, C we took. All right. So what will be
Yes, sir.
sine theta from here? P by C. What is cos theta from here? A by C.
A by C.
Sin square theta plus cos square theta is what? B square by C square plus A square by C square. What is B square plus A square? C square. So C square by C square is 1. Like that you can prove even others. A small proof wherever possible I am giving because that's how it sticks in the mind. Then this also I've shown. It has, I mean, showing a little small, but unit circle. Not necessarily that you should know so much about it. If you remember the values of these trigonometric ratios with angles, few only 0, 30, 0, 30, 45, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180. If you know these values in a table and use them many times, you will remember them automatically. And if you know for sine and cos, you'll automatically get for tan or cot or secant or cosecant. Isn't it so? But in spite of it, just to give it a little basic meaning, we went for this unit circle. What is this unit circle, children? Do you have any idea? I want you to speak.
Say a circle with radius 1.
Radius 1, and especially for the sake of this trigonometry purpose, we'll take the origin to be at the center and have a circle of radius 1. And this is an xy coordinate system in the plane. Now, on the circle, there will be many points, ordered pairs, as you call it in mathematics, x comma y. Isn't it so? So every time this follows this relation. What is that relation? X square plus y square equals 1, because this radius is 1. This is all the time 1. So this is my x-axis. This is my y-axis. If I take this point's coordinates will be x comma y, right? What do you say? Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But since this radius is 1, all the time x square plus y square equals 1 only. So whatever numbers you've got on this circle, their squares plus square this, square that, that should be equal to 1. Okay, few values, few things we took. Root 3 by 2, 1 by 2. Do that, you will get once again 1. Root 2 by 2, root 2 by 2. Why is it given like this? It is like this: root 3, root 2, root 1. 1, root 2, root 3. Just reverse it, divide by 2. You understood what I told? These are few points there, nothing else. Root 3, root 2, 1. 1, root 2, root 3. Just for easy sake, but everything you divide by 2. Once you go there, similar thing. But this is both are positive here. Here this is negative, x coordinate is negative, this is positive. Okay, like that there are many points on this whose squares and sum of the squares will give you 1 all the time. That is just a unit circle, just like that. But that helps us to calculate. And one more thing, since look at this, if this is theta, for example, if this is y, if this is x, sine theta will be what? Y by 1. So y is sine theta. Cos theta is 1. Cos theta is what?
X.
X by 1. So x is cos theta. Do you follow my point? So now look at
Yes,
this.
sir.
Look at this. This is 30 degrees. The first thing is what? cos. The second is sine. Hello? These points will be
Yes, sir.
points which are making 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees like that. You can see that, right? So simply if you want to see what is sine 30, you look at this. Do you follow?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Cos 30
sir.
means
Yes,
you
sir.
look at this. Do you follow my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
simply make a table on the left hand side. This you should be telling me without fumbling in future. We require only sine cos because others will follow from these two things. Here the trigonometric ratio, here the values. Just a minute. Zero, 30, 45, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180. All right. In the middle, I'll write sine. This is cos 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees. This is 60. Then 90.
180.
No, not 180. After 90, 120. This is
120.
150.
155.
Not 155, 150. These are the things which we keep getting. So I'm writing those things. Now,
Okay.
can you just look at this? Oh, even this 135 also you can write in the middle. Huh? 120, 135 is there, 150. If you want 135, you write one more column you add. 135 also we require many times. You understand? 30,
Yes,
Yes, sir.
45, 60, 90, 120, 135, 150, 180. Put one more column in the middle. So tell me now, sine 0, 0.
0.
Sine 30.
1 by 2.
1
You know
by
the
2.
second thing is sine y, x comma y, this is right. First thing is cos. Just look at that and tell me the value. Sine 45.
Root 2 by
1 by
2.
root.
2.
1 by root 2, 1 by root 2. Yeah, root 2 by 2 means 1 by root 2. Sine 60.
Root 3 by 2.
Root 3 by 2. Sine 90.
1.
1. Sine 120.
Minus
Minus
1 by
1 by 2.
Sine 120. Which is the sine thing?
root 3 by 2.
Do you follow?
Yes,
Huh?
sir.
I'll tell you how to get them in a slightly different way later. 135 is there in the middle. How much is that for sine?
Root 2 by 2. 1 by root 2.
1 by root 2. Okay, just write it. Sine 150.
1 by 2.
1 by 2.
Sine 180.
0.
0.
0.
Tell me, children.
Sir?
And similarly, write for cos.
Yes, sir.
Cos 0.
1.
1.
Cos 30.
Root 3
3
by
by
2.
2.
1 by root
Cos
2.
1 by root 2.
1
Cos
by
60.
1
1
by
by 2.
1 by 2.
Cos 90.
0.
0.
Cos 120.
1 by 2.
1 by 2. Minus 1 by 2.
Minus. Cos 150.
Minus root
Cos
2 by 2.
135 there.
Minus root 2 by 2.
Minus 1 by root 2. Sir.
Minus 1 by root. Cos 150.
Minus root 3 by 2.
Cos 180.
Minus 1.
Like this. Somebody is saying, sir, tell me, what do you want? I'm just referring to that circle and writing it. We can also comment on that slightly different ways later. Look, in order to pair along the unit circle is xy, which is cos theta, sin theta. So straight away, these are the cos theta, sin theta values. Children, can I continue?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
come back to this once
Yes,
again.
sir.
Okay, sir.
If you just remember only these values also, you can get them by writing sine 90 plus theta, something like that. You need not have to remember all these things and this unit circle also, but that is a nice way of looking at it. Okay,
Yes, sir.
I'll continue. Yeah, here itself it is given. Yeah, that's better that we finish it here itself. Are you okay with this, everybody?
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you remember only till here also, I could tell you how to write the other values. First, look at the rules there, just the logical rules, instead of proofs. Now, we wanted trigonometric ratio of 90 plus theta, 90 minus theta, 270 plus theta, 270 minus theta, for example. How to get them? A famous rule we have. All silver tea cups, all ratios are positive. Silver, sine and cosec are positive. Tea, tan and cot are positive. Cups, cos and sec are positive. And here, other than sine and cosec, every other ratio is negative. Here, other than tan and cot, other ratios are negative. Here, other than cos and sec, other ratios are negative. All silver teacups people use. All students take care also, people say. Do you know this?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what's the meaning of it?
Yes, sir.
And here I told, I just made it look very simple. Sine becomes cos, tan becomes cot, sec becomes cosec for this 90, for these four angles. If it is 90 plus theta, 90 minus theta, 270 minus thetas. If you're looking for sine 90 plus theta, that becomes cos theta. But positive, negative, we should give according to this one. Do you follow my point?
Yes, sir.
We wanted theta, sine theta, all that we did, cos theta we did, but we wanted sine 90 plus theta, sine 90 minus theta, sine 270 plus theta, sine 270 minus theta I want. Do you follow?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you can go for this old example here and check it. Here what we told is for this 90 and 270s, sine becomes cos, tan becomes cot, sec become a cosecant, I told you. Now look at back those values given from the unit circle and tell me. Here I wanted sine 120, I wanted. Sine 120, I wanted. I could write it as what?
Sine 90 plus 30 degrees.
Sine 90 plus
30
degrees.
minus cos degrees. Cos 30.
Sine 90 plus 30 will be what?
Negative sine 30. Cos 30. Sorry, positive, sir.
Positive, negative, you are getting confused. Vishnuvardhan, who is this?
Vishnuvardhan.
So what should I write here?
Positive. Plus.
Go back.
Cos 30.
Cos 30.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir. Sine
Right.
becomes cos.
Cos, but in the second quadrant, sine is?
Positive.
Where is this? Yeah, sine is positive. Do you follow?
Yes, sir.
So it will become, where is it? I'm sorry. So cos 30 is how much? Root 3 by
3 by 2.
So sine 120 is root 3 by 2. We wanted sine 120. That means sine ratio only we want, but for 120, which is written as 90 plus 30. Do you understand this? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Similarly,
Could you explain again?
who is this?
Enoch, sir.
Huh?
Enoch.
Enoch. Okay, those who understood, tell me for a while. Suhita, what did we do?
Sir,
We'll take one more example and show it, Suhita. Huh? Cos 120 I want. Cos
we
120.
can take it as sine 30.
No, cos 120, write cos only. Cos, tell me, 90 plus 30, can I write?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It becomes sine 30.
It becomes
Negative of sine 30.
negative of sine 30. That's what is you require. Because I told you already, cos is, go to the all silver teacups rule. Here negative in the second quadrant cos. Hello? Enough.
Yes, sir.
Now look at this, minus sine 30. Sine 30 is how much? 1 by 2. Oh,
Yes.
so cos 120 is how much? Minus half. You take one thing, 90 to 70 things you take and try to write one of these values.
Okay.
Then you will follow it.
Yes.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Those there should not be a confusion here. Somebody take another ratio and tell me, come on. But remember, I was telling you, we are discussing for 90 and 270. Okay. So to use 270 minus theta, let us take something. Already known values are there.
270 minus 30, 240 degrees.
No, 240 I did not show here. In the values already you have, you tell me.
+90 + 60, 150.
90 plus 60, 150 you get, right? Huh?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
that will take, all right. So sine 150 I want, for example. What would I do? Sine 150 equals, I can write as sine 90 plus
60.
60, which will be what? Cos 60.
60 minus.
All
No, sir,
silver.
correct. Yes, sir. Correct.
Cos 60 is how much? Half.
1 by 2.
So sine 150 is half.
Yes, sir.
So come on, tell me, children.
Sir, for sine 180.
Sine 180. Okay, you want to write sine 180. Look at it. It will be sine 90 plus 90, which is cos 90, which is
0.
So if you know the values up to 90, you can get many things. I want to
Yes, sir.
confirm that you understood this trick.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Simple logical trick. I need not have to show
Sir,
it,
for
prove it
sine
also.
one-
We can also prove it by going to the circle and all that. Yeah, Suhita, what are you saying?
Sir, for sine 150, we can also take 180 minus 30.
Yeah, in that case, there's a next one. I'll
Yes,
show you
sir.
that.
180
you
plus
that.
theta and 180.
Now
minus
look at
theta.
this. Trigonometric
Okay,
ratios
sir.
of 180 plus theta, 180 minus theta, 360 plus theta, 6 minus. You sine, you'll take sine. For cos, you'll take cos. Tan, you take tan. Now tell me one example you wanted. Sine 150 you wanted, right? Huh? Which you want to write sine
Yes,
180 minus 30.
30.
For sine, we'll get sine again. What is this now? 180 sine 180, 150 is still in what quadrant? Second quadrant only, right?
Second quadrant.
So sine is positive only, right?
Yes.
Yes,
So I
sir.
should write plus sine 30. So how much is this?
1
1
by
by
2.
1 by 2.
Look, we did already. Huh? Somewhere. 1 by 2. Sine 150, 1 by 2 from the unit circle also. Am I clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So this rule, if you, I don't know whether you did it, you'll be doing it again later in the trigonometry classes. But as far as the logical thing is concerned, it is over. Probably in mathematics, sirs may prove it also. Even we can also prove it. It's not a big deal. How you need to rotate that triangle by 90, 180, all that also we can see. But I want to confirm from you that you understood this thoroughly. Tomorrow I'll be only asking questions on these things and nothing else, like practice.
Yes, sir.
You want to take one more example? Of course, we did not write for tan yet. Hello.
Yes, sir.
So can I rub this off? Whatever is written here, I will.
Yes, sir.
Hope you are writing also there. I mean, you need to really dirty your hands. So let me rub off this and we'll check something for tan. And it is not difficult to remember up to 90, is it? Forget about the others. 90 you can remember, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Just reversing 0, half, 1 by root 2, 3, root 3 by 2, 1 for sine, and reverse it 1, root 3 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2 for 0 cos. After that, everything you can manage with the sine and cos only. I will see how it happens, right? Now, let me see. Tan 60 I want. What will you do? Sine 60 by cos 60. Isn't it so? Tan theta is sine.
Yes, sir.
Hope you
Yes,
all know
sir.
that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We already written it down there previously. Look at that. Where is it? Here somewhere. I mentioned already in the beginning itself. Reciprocal of sine theta is cosecant theta. Reciprocal of cos theta is
Secant.
secant theta.
Okay.
Tan theta is y by x, which is also equal to
Sine by.
sine theta by
Sine by.
cos theta. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sure. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then.
Root 3, sir.
So what should I do? Tan 60. Sine
Sine
60 by
theta by
cos
cos.
60. Is it in root 3? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, I want to find out, and similarly, cot 60 will be what?
One by root 3.
1 by root 3. That's all. Tan and cot are reciprocal to each other. Okay. And sine 1, tan 150 from the figure I am writing, from the table. Tan 150.
Minus root 3, sir.
1 by 2 by minus 3 by 2. How much is that?
Minus 1 by root 3, sir.
Minus
Minus
1 by root 3.
tan
1 by root 3, sir.
1 by 2 by 2 by root 3 minus 1 by root 3. Is it correct? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now let me get tan 150 from my formula. You would like to write in terms of 90 or in terms of anything?
180.
180. Both will write. Tan 150 if I want to get from my known thing. 90 plus 60 I can write. Huh?
Yes,
And
sir.
tan is negative in second quadrant. And 90 means cot comes. So cot minus cot 60. What is minus cot 60? Minus 1.
Minus 1 by root 3, sir.
So that's what the whole trick is. So one more example, you take, you yourself choose and we'll check. Suhita. Suhita.
Sir, can we take tan 240?
240. Yeah, we can take. Let us write tan 240 you wanted. But see that it will come in terms of what we have, okay? So what will be this tan
270 minus 30.
minus 30. Okay. For 270, what should come? Quart. And
Quart.
tan 240 means which quadrant is that? Third quadrant.
Third quadrant.
Isn't it? Positive. So what should I get? Plus cot 30, right?
Yes,
Cot
sir.
30.
Hello, children. Huh?
1
So
by
cot
root
30
3.
is how much?
1 by root 3.
Cot 30.
2, sir.
Cot 30. Cot 30.
Root
Root
3.
3.
Root 3. You can check from if you want some other thing. So that's how you should get things. Do you follow?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So we came only halfway, but if you really followed, just look into that again and get a little practice for yourself. Once you followed this, even here I can go a little more details like maths people do. But my minimum requirement is this. When certain values are asked, what is sine 90 plus theta, you should not get confused. You should remember that we are measuring that angle, that ratio in that quadrant. Sine 150 means what? You are measuring sine in the second quadrant. Do you follow my point? So 150 can be written as 90 plus 60. But if 90 comes, I should go to cos. So cos 60. And already I know the value. Cos 60 is half, like that. You should be able to write that logical adequacy. If you get first, soon we can use them properly in our calculations. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So this one, secant becomes cosec. All this I think you understood. Is already there in your WhatsApp.
Yes, sir.
So can I believe that all of you followed this, children?
Yes, sir.
Sai Ganesh,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Enoch,
Yes, sir.
Latshep,
Yes.
Mokshagnya,
Yeah, sir.
Ramakrishna.
సార్
ఫాలో అయినావా?
సార్
అవ్వకపోతే అడుగు, ఇక్కడే మాట్లాడదాం, క్లాస్లోనే మాట్లాడి కంప్లీట్ చేసుకుందాం. శివచరణ్, Shivcharan, are you there? Shivcharan is not speaking. I don't know why. Vishnuvardhan,
Sir.
did you follow?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll close it. We'll come back tomorrow. Thank you, children. Bye.